what is your name?
My name's Bibi.
And when you look at her, you don't know, but what's your last name?
Can I say it the French way because it's funnier?
Okay.
Nguyen.
You mean Nguyen?
Yeah.
Nguyen. So we're here with Bibi Nguyen. And how long have you been living in Vietnam?
I've been here for a bit more than 3 months now.
And where was home before?
Montreal, Canada.
Montreal.
Montreal.
Hello, Canadian.
Yeah.
But we live in like different parts of the
We
world.
live at like the complete opposite.
Almost different countries.
Almost.
Almost.
Okay.
So how was life back home in Montreal?
It was actually pretty fun, but it got a little bit boring at some point and also way too expensive. I was tired of paying $15 for a bottle of shampoo, honestly.
How was like the average month of rent for like a condo in Montreal?
Condo would be like around 3K a month. Yeah.
In like the center, like
Yeah. And the center.
3 grand.
Yeah. For a condo, a newly like built condo, yeah.
So that means
I was paying like 2K for my condo, but it was not like a new condo or anything. It was like a very old like building and stuff.
so if you do like a basic cost of living, you need to make at least double to survive.
Yeah, I mean, most people they live in condos like with other people, so like that's what I was doing. So my rent was like 1,000 per month
But you're
plus
sharing.
utilities plus like electricity, everything, blah blah blah. So that was like a good like 1,500 per month.
And what made you move to Vietnam?
I mean, we spoke about this before, but I guess like a bit of like homesickness of like a country I never lived in before. I've always wanted to live here, and honestly, I kind of like decided to move here and book my ticket and everything within like 2 weeks of me moving here. So, like, it wasn't really something I really thought about for a really, really long time. I didn't really plan it. I just kind of left everything and
So
came.
prior knowledge, what did you know about Vietnam?
I mean, a lot. I was coming here like almost every year just to visit, to have fun. But I didn't know really like how much was the rent here, like how much I could make like working here and everything. I honestly just came here for 3 months at first, and I wasn't sure if I was gonna stay or not. But I really like it here, so I decided to stay.
So what do you for work here?
I'm an entrepreneur.
I think we're gonna ask the next question. How much did you? So you came here 3 months with the mindset of how much did you save up? Did you bring here with savings? Like how much did you bring?
I had like around like 8,000. I honestly, well, because I really wasn't planning on staying here for that long, so I was just like 8K is fine for 3 months, right?
And how long were you able to stretch that 8 grand? Can you break it down for us?
That 8K is gone already, but I also like made more and also spent more. So
How much? So what's your way of like living? Like how did you find a place right now?
So-
or the first 3 months here, like what was your first month? Like how much did you pay for rent? How's that?
Airbnbs mostly. So like my first month Airbnb was like maybe like 700 Canadian. I think second month was like 600, and like the last month was a bit less expensive because my friend was here, so we split it in half. But it's still like it's still expensive because it's Airbnb, but it's still like nothing compared to like Montreal, and like the cost of living here is so cheap that like balances out.
You're essentially paying half of what you pay back in Montreal.
Basically, yeah.
But how is your overall lifestyle here
It's a
for
bit crazy.
700 a month?
It's crazy, but I've had friends here, so we like I had friends like visiting only, so we kind of like partied a little bit extra hard. So yeah, I've been living like a billionaire. Yeah.
What was the most that you dropped in 2 months?
In 2 months? I mean, ever since I'm here, I probably spent like 12 grand.
Well, what do you do with 12 grand?
You go out, you drink,
You party?
you party a lot, hard.
Because people are always like...
I shop too. I'm a shopaholic.
Designer?
So.
Designer?
Not even like local brands. I'm just insane, I think.
Because one of the misconceptions that people get here is like, oh my god, Vietnam is so cheap. So
It is cheap.
It is cheap, but then you go out and you're like, you don't really take for account what things cost. And then next thing you know, on a weekend, you just
Yeah.
blow 5-6 grand like
Oh, yeah.
nothing. So it's very easy if you're not conscious
Yeah.
of how much you're actually spending. You're like, oh my god, $1,000 can get by. But if you want to party, you want to have fun,
Yeah,
It's-
especially nightlife here. It's
it-
like it's catered for you to spend. Like you go to a bar or a club, especially when they know that you're a foreigner, they're gonna bring you a bunch of random shit on your table, and you kind of like really have to say no. And if you don't know that you have to say no, then it's gonna be added up on your bill. Like there were nights where like we would go out and have like 12 million like bills when like we really did not like drink that much or like
Wait, so you
you know.
purposely, you accidentally bought a bottle?
Yeah, like well, not accidentally, okay,
On
no, but
purpose,
like
bottle.
you know, like they're gonna bring you like fruits and like they're gonna bring you like bottles of whatever, and then they keep like bringing you like random stuff that you didn't know that it wasn't free or like blah blah blah. So like you just I don't know.
So your first 3 months here, like what was the most challenging? Not having much, like you come here for vacation, but
Yeah.
now you live here.
Yeah.
So like what was the most hardest thing about living here?
Well, the first month I was completely alone, so that was a little bit harsh because like there were like times where I was like very lonely and like honestly I was just like at home like doing literally nothing, and I was a bit scared at first to go out and just like kind of explore on my own. Like I'm very introvert, so like I don't really like going outside and just like talking to random people. I also think that I scare a lot of people here. Like people don't approach me like that easily. I have a friend, like my friend that was like here like for the past 2 months with me. Like she's white and like so extrovert, so I feel like people tend to like I don't know go and talk to her a bit more. And when she goes out like by herself. Like people always like I don't know talk to her, invite her to places. Like when I go out, no one talks to me. People like kind of like just like put their head down and stuff. So it's kind of hard. So the first month, I really felt like I didn't have my place here, and I was just like I was really like considering going back home, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to stay here or not. But then my friends came, and I was like, wow, what a great life it is when you have friends.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So your first inclination to come here, like did you fulfill that? Did you like find like, oh, I want to go to Vietnam? Like did you find that itch? Did you scratch that itch, or are you still trying to figure that out?
I did, but I am still kind of trying to figure that out too. The first month I was really like, like not so sure, but I really kind of wanted to do it because I was like, I really want to do this for myself, and I really want to be by myself for the first time. Because usually in Montreal, I'm always surrounded by my friends. You know, I was working in nightlife, so I was always like surrounded by everybody, and I was always doing something, always outside and stuff. And when I came here, it was like the total opposite, no friends, no nothing. And you know, like Canada is like the opposite side of the world. So like even if I wanted to speak to my friend, like they were sleeping when I was awake, you know? So it was kind of like a bit hard. I still don't know exactly what I want to do here. I still don't know what I'm gonna do if I want to find a job, you know, like we were talking about like finding a job as a teacher, like I don't know.
So we can talk about like getting offered. We don't have to go too much into detail, but you're getting offered like you wanted to work as a bartender.
Yeah.
And what was the salary that you were offered?
So $500 per month, 500 Canadian a month, which is literally what I would do in one night in Montreal.
So it is literally, we're talking about 10, 13, 12?
12
mil. But the thing is, around here for like service industry, that is like minimum wage.
Yeah.
And sometimes
And there's no tips here. Like in Montreal, we work on tips, you know, like
I think
that's how we make the most money.
in some places there is VAT charge, like service charge.
Yeah, but it's not like,
It's not like 30%.
yeah, no.
First month you've dealt with loneliness. It sounds like you're at a crossroads now. But were you scared living here? Like were there any dangers being a female solo traveler here?
Point of view, yeah, a little bit, but I'm also not very scared to walk around alone. Like I'm not scared to walk around at night. Whereas in Montreal, like I'm always like looking over my shoulder and like I'm kind of, I don't know, but
Have you had any scary encounters here with the first 3 months?
yes.
With locals or
With foreigners, actually.
locals or foreigners? With mostly foreigners.
Oh, the foreigners.
Foreigners that live here. Interesting. So did you actually pack everything up and sell your life? Like how was the transition from like in Montreal, like
I only packed for 3 months, so
For 3 months.
everything is still in my apartment in Montreal. I still have my apartment in Montreal.
So
But
what?
I'm subletting it for now. I didn't tell my roommate actually that I was not coming back.
Yeah.
so
So you
everything
were
is
like
still there. My bed, like
you were the example of like not planning for long term and you're just kind of like on the whim right now.
yeah. So
And you
I-
plan to like stay longer.
yeah. I mean, I still don't know exactly how long I'm gonna stay, but I'm trying to stay at least 1 or 2 years.
Yeah.
See like how that's gonna go. I think I can survive for now pretty well, especially with the low cost of living and everything. And I'm also like thinking, if I go back to Montreal, I don't even have a job in Montreal anymore. You know, like I don't even know what I'm gonna do. And then I just prefer it here to begin with. Like I'm tired of paying like inflation in Montreal is insane. Like rents are going like double the price, and I'm just like I'm not even trying to do that. And here like you get pretty cool apartments for like $400 a month. So, I'm like, why not?
So we're using the common theme of like currency exchange because that's our privilege.
Yeah.
But it's in a way where it's like if you have like a one up in life, you're gonna take it, right?
Exactly.
And for me, I feel like I almost step back from the whole Western rat race, and I can breathe here.
Yeah.
And it's like your cost of living, like you said, is a lot lower.
Yeah.
So do you feel like
But you also can't forget like your Westerner's privilege and your Westerner's point of view and like your Westerner's like ideology and everything too. I know it's a bit off topic, but like coming here, I also like you were talking about dating earlier, and I realized also like dating people from here is also so different because like the mentality is so different, and also it sounds dumb, but like the sense of humor is so different too. Like I have a really like quirky, stupid like sense of humor, and like people don't understand me here, and I'm like I would never date someone who I can't have like banters with, and like I can't like that won't understand my memes or like things like that. You know what I mean?
so? How have you been like? Have you dabbled in dating? Like, and what was your method as a single woman out in Vietnam who doesn't know much people? Like, what's your way of meeting guys?
I really didn't
girls?
try to meet that many people. Bumble and like Tinder was like the best option at first, but honestly, it was just kind of I don't know, just really
How was the
didn't
quality
want
of people?
quality.
People and like type of people.
The quality.
Any like red flags you've met? You're like, oh.
Well, on Bumble and Tinder, I think it was like mostly for hookups only, and like honestly, the people that I met were not like that fun.
Yeah.
Or just like very like I don't know, just uninteresting. And then a lot of locals told me like locals don't use Bumble. So if you want to meet like very like cool like hip people that you're probably gonna have more interest with, you have to go through Instagram. So like I just started like following a bunch of like randos on Instagram, and like if they would answer, like we would like hang out together. So I met like a few people. Like I currently have friends that I met through Instagram, and like it's fun. Like I mean friends, real friends, not like dating.
So she's half. Most people don't know. Bibi is half.
I'm a halfie.
But you're the rare halfie.
The rare half.
Because like most halves,
What's a
it's like
rare half?
the mom is Vietnamese.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
dad
yeah.
is Vietnamese.
So her dad is Vietnamese. What part of Vietnam?
Saigon.
Saigon.
Mm-hmm.
Born and raised.
Born and raised.
Damn.
That cow.
Wow.
Mhm.
And then left when?
I mean, right before the war ended. I
So
think
what,
he left in
1970?
I think he left in 75. Like right
Oh,
before.
yeah. So right at
Yeah.
1975. Did your dad like immerse you in Vietnamese culture growing up, or?
Yes, I don't really talk to my like French, like my mom's side of the family, because I don't know. They're also kind of racist, so like we don't really.
To Vietnamese.
Yeah. We grew up like mostly with my Vietnamese family. So like yes, my mom.
So you
was
do know
also-
Vietnamese.
I don't know how to speak Vietnamese, but I know. I
You can understand it.
Nah.
You can't understand.
Nah.
If I say
But you know
basic-
what?
if-
My dad here when he was in Vietnam, he was working for the government. So all of his family, they knew how to speak French very, very well. So I don't have problem communicating with my family because they all speak French or English. So everything, like I've never.
Parlez
had-
français.
Yes, parler français.
Your identity, because you're mixed, right? So
Yeah.
have you ever sided with like, oh, I'm the wait? We actually never talked like you're half Vietnamese and you're half.
Canadian, Québécois, Montreal.
So have you ever identified as like
I
white? Have you like Asian?
I don't know. I consider myself as half, but it's kind of hard, like being mixed. In Montreal, everybody knows that I'm Asian. It's like I'm way too Asian to be white, So I'm like exotic, like in primary school, like elementary school, I was getting bullied for like, just bringing banh mi at school and stuff like that. Everyone was like, it stinks, or like, does your dad eat dog for like dinner, blah blah blah, like all that stuff. So like everyone knew that I was half, and like coming here, it's like people don't even realize it sometimes. They're just like, you're white, you look white.
So it's like on one side of the world you get like discriminated against, harassed because you're Asian, and then you come here and then you're like you're a foreigner.
Also,
So it's
I'm like, there's no winning.
So
No, but it's hard, but.
So you always dealt with like you're this half kid.
Yeah, it's hard. It was hard like growing up, like learning who you are and like kind of like fitting in.
Do you feel accepted by Vietnamese people?
Yes and no. Like some people I've met here were like, you're definitely not Vietnamese enough, and like in Montreal, then like I'm too Vietnamese to be
Asian.
white. Because like I never, I don't even know how to cook like chicken and vegetables. I only cook Vietnamese food. Only like that's the only thing I learned.
taught
how
you?
To. My mom mostly.
Oh.
My mom learned from my Banoy.
We say that again.
No.
Your Your
My
mom,
grandma.
your mom.
My grandma.
Your mom learned from your banoi.
Grandma from my dad's side.
Your dad's side.
She passed, but yeah.
Alright.
And like all of my Vietnam family were very like inclusive.
Wait, so
of
she's
a-
you party, but you know how to do a like good tit call.
yeah, I'm basically a wifey.
Wifey right here, fellas.
But yeah, no, my Vietnamese family was very like inclusive of us. Like they were always like teaching us how to do things. Like always trying to. So my mom's side of the family, just to give you an example, when we would go like let's say on like dinners, like family dinners and everything. Like I had like 2 cousins that were like really good at like caricature.
Yeah.
And like every time they would make like caricature of like the whole family. Me and my sister always like Vietnamese hat and 2 lines for eyes. Like that kind of,
Yeah.
So that was like that kind of like weird. We were way too Asian and like we were the weird ones. So we just got kind of cut like contact with them. Like we don't really talk to them anymore.
Did you go on this spiritual journey and learn, or just kind of like, I see it for what it is. I'll stay here for a year, and I'm just gonna. What's next? What's next for you?
A bit of both, honestly. Because I hear you talking about like more like finding yourself and like kind of reconnecting with everything. I came here to reconnect too. I came here to reconnect with my culture because obviously like in Montreal it's like I'm like I don't know. I'm not really fitting. I don't know. I have my friends and everything, but I came here to kind of find myself too, but also not really in a way that like I really didn't have any like identity crisis.
Have you come here and like found what you're looking for, or it's for you? You're like, because you're telling me like, oh, I came here to find myself, because I'm just trying to figure it out. But a lot of that, the TLDR, it's a lot of inner. Like it doesn't matter where you go; it's how you feel inside.
Yeah.
Cheesy, but like, have you come? Like, what have you taken away from your 3 months here?
That I definitely have more trouble being by myself alone than I thought. Because like in Montreal, I could stay at home and just literally do nothing. Even though I was alone at home, I was really happy and like, because like I said, I'm introvert and like I love being by myself. But here it's a bit more complex because like I'm by myself, but I know that I also don't have like friends that I can just hit up to like come over to my house and like just chill or like go have a drink sometimes, So I'm having a little bit more trouble, like, finding something like hobbies and like things like that. Like, I'm usually just on my phone doing nothing and then that's it. So I'm having more trouble like being with myself, but I'm getting way better at this though. Like I'm getting way more comfortable at being with myself,
Because I think one of the easiest things when you come to Vietnam and you come from like another country, you're stuck on like vacation mode.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're partying, but then what happens when the bottles stop popping?
Yeah, but
Right?
that's why I think it was good that like my first month here I was alone, and then my friends came, and then like I lived the party lifestyle and everything, and now I'm alone again. But like the fact that I already lived it, at first when my friends were like about to leave, I was a little bit scared because I was like, oh no, I'm gonna go back to being lonely again. But I'm finding my place, and I've met a lot of people through my party life and like through going out with my friends that I knew. So I'm way more comfortable now, I find. Yeah.
So the heat is
The
really
heat.
bad.
I am, as you
How-
may see, I
how's
am
your
sweating.
skin?
I'm like sweating from my mustache.
How's your skin affecting you? How's your hair, your frizz?
Oh my god, my hair. I don't know if you can see. I don't know if they can see, but it's disgusting. My hair never does that weird
Back home.
stuff. No. But
How's your body adjusting to everything?
when I first got here, I lost like 15 pounds. Yo, I was freaking out. I was like, what is going on? Like, I was barely like eating, mostly because of the heat.
It's all heat exhaustion. You
Yeah,
don't wanna eat.
exactly. And then like you don't want to eat, and so you lose a bunch of weight.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting back to my normal weight, but like the heat is still very intense. But when I got here, it was like what, March, like the hottest
Peak,
month.
like
Yeah,
February, March, yeah.
I was dying. Like now it's getting a bit more.
But your body is
Okay.
also adjusting.
Yeah, adjusting. But as you can see by probably my whole face right now, I still sweat like a
sweating,
cow.
yeah.
I sweat so much.
A person like yourself who is like considering moving to Vietnam, whether it's like 3 months, 6 months, a year, like what would your top 3 tips be for them? Tip number 1.
Speak Vietnamese. Definitely speak Vietnamese.
Tip number
or
2.
have like a friend that speaks Vietnamese, so you can use them as a,
To help you.
Yeah.
Very crucial in terms of like renting.
Yeah.
Especially renting or like
Yeah.
getting around and paper. You need someone who is of.
To not scam you. Like just not to help you not get scammed. It sounds so stupid, but just like not speaking the language, like you're like
Even for me though.
Yeah.
You need a local who's
Yeah,
like been
exactly.
been living here and speak fluently because it's
And
like
can also like show you like what is the right like
way.
right price, right?
Yeah.
Everything. Like, you know, you need to do this way or blah blah
Because
blah.
the thing is, like, I speak Vietnamese, but I don't speak Vietnamese. I speak Canadian Vietnamamese. I have an accent, so it's like it's almost like a bad thing because like I know I can
Yeah.
like I can little if it's
Yeah.
called jam. It's called I can scam you a lot easier. So speak Vietnamese. Have a friend. What else?
Definitely be not necessarily be comfortable with yourself, but be ready to like be completely. I only know the word in French, dépaysé, like in
Dépaysé?
dépaysé,
Dépaysé?
like completely. What is this word?
Autonomous.
No, like
Displaced.
displaced. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Displaced. Okay.
Dépaysé, yeah.
Okay.
Like very like, you know, it's definitely not the same. Like I said earlier, the people are not gonna have the same mentality of you, so don't expect that either. And yeah. And third, I don't know, bring a fan with you everywhere you go. Damn.
So so you've only packed here for like 3 months, but was there anything like damn it, I should have packed
Oh,
that?
everything. Every day I'm like, damn it.